activists refer to this moment as one of those remember moments. We'll remember our lives before and after Liberation Day. Just what is the enormity of these last few days, the impact around the globe?
Enormous everywhere, really. I mean, this is America doing its own version of Brexit. And remember Nigel Farage standing up and saying, this is our Liberation Day. It didn't work out terribly well for us. And this really, you look at the world markets, people are not expecting good results, really, almost anywhere as a result of this.
Doctor, we are seeing...
It is almost a changing global trade regime. Do go ahead.
Now, we are seeing some countries like Canada and China retaliate, while others, Cambodia, for example, seem to be attempting to capitulate to President Trump. Help us make sense of the varied responses so far. Is there a rhyme or reason behind it, winners and losers, and what in your eyes is the end game here?
Well, I mean, if you look at Donald Trump's tariffs, I mean, he rather disingenuously tried to tell people that, he was picking on countries with unfair trade practices against America. That really doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, what you look at is he's actually picked upon the countries who have trade surpluses with America, and those are the ones he's hitting. And the ones like Cambodia, the ones that don't import enough from America, really to hit back. Longer term, he does have worries, which is a production may move from these to other countries, and possibly these countries may fall more into the Chinese sphere of influence. So I'm not sure even that these countries not responding is going to make much sense. And I think Donald Trump has possibly thought, that there is a large negotiation element, and there always is when it comes to tariffs. In other words, you can get capitulations, you can get concessions, but when he breaks the regime like this, others will respond. And those who are strong enough, such as the EU, will definitely respond. Britain, by the way, is holding fire at the moment.
Doctor, let's talk about what's been lost so far. In a two-day period, that Dow plunging roughly 10%, and just for scale, that market plunge was greater than the GDP of France and the UK combined, just wiped out in 48 hours. So is there a future where any of that ever gets recovered?
Well, it partly depends upon whether, as I say, there is some sort of stepping back by Trump and by other governments. But what he has done is effectively he's triggered a tit-for-tat trade war. And, America has done extremely well, which people tend to forget. I mean, America say in some ways how strong their economy is. It's done extremely well from 80 years of building up international trust. The person just before was talking about Apple with supply chains around the world. America may not be directly producing the manufacturers, but they're making lots of profits on the trading. They're designing goods, and this is huge revenue for the states. Now, it may well be that Trump will find that this is more painful than he can bear, but at the moment he seems to be fairly fixed on it. And the way he's done this, he's thinking that this will be borne by foreigners. Well, it won't when retaliation happens. It'll be borne by everybody.
And Doctor, if he does find it's too much to bear, is there really any off-ramp at this point to lower that possibility of a global recession? And what advice for people that are impacted? Can they avoid tariffs?
Well, I mean, obviously they can try buying American goods. There may be some attempts at recycling the tariff revenue. I mean, at the moment, one dreads that he may be wanting to give this revenue to billionaires. Well, he may actually recycle some of this to other people's tax cuts as well. So there may be that. The other thing is that he will, it is possible that the Fed will cut interest rates. The trouble is, these tariffs are inflationary, and if they cut interest rates in an inflationary situation, it will probably produce stagflation rather than anything else. But it's not very optimistic.
All right, Dr. Hugh Edwards. Doctor, thank you. Well, TikTok is getting more time